So I want to welcome all of you to this webinar, which was sponsored by Binance Africa, especially for youths to understand and get the grab of the financial markets. So normally for those who are into the financial services industry, we understand that the financial services industry were created, so as to bring people who have money with that savers of money to people who need money so that they can do business. And this is naturally what your banks do. When you create a savings account, I will want everybody to mute himself, please. So when you have a savings account, naturally what happens is when you save your money in the bank gives that money to other people who are willing to invest into other businesses. Now, let's say Abdul Karim wants to start a business where he wants to sell drinks, for example, and then he doesn't have capital. He only has an idea of how to do it. So what he will start doing, he will start asking friends and family, look at his savings, and then get the money he needs to start the business. Now, what the banks do or the financial services industries do is they provide these services without having to look for money. So it's easier, one, because you don't need to start looking for people to come and invest in your business. You just get to the bank and then get what you need to start your business. So the cryptocurrencies market has found its way into the financial services industry or the financial markets because naturally we have people who buy and sell cryptocurrencies, people who hold them as assets, people who invest into them. So as youths, we need to understand what the crypto market industry is all about, especially as it is the new, I would say it is like the new world order, and a lot of people are joining the cryptocurrencies market. So at this particular juncture, I would like to start sharing my screen and then open the slides that we have, okay? So this is the slides that we have, and I'm going to start the lectures proper. Okay, so basically we are going to be talking about the fundamentals of Bitcoin, blockchain, and Binance. And like I told you earlier, Binance is the sponsor of this program under the My Binance Class Tutor, and it is fully sponsored by Binance. And whatever we are going to be doing here is what the Binance has asked us to do. So this is sponsored by the Binance Academy, the Binance Africa. And then the next thing is I would like to start introducing myself. So I'm Muhammad Awal by name. I'm a student of Bayer University, Kano, here in Kano State, Nigeria. And I'll be taking you through the lectures for today. I'm a cryptocurrencies enthusiast, and as we go on, you'll get to know me better. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what is money? For those of us who are at the WhatsApp lecture, they will understand I've covered a little about what money is. So basically, money is just anything that has value and can be exchanged from one person to the other, as just this chart is showing. Anytime you exchange something for another thing, it's actually because you believe it has value. So the next thing is, as you can see, it's a tool to exchange value, and any object could be used as money. Like I give an example is, if today I can use my book and exchange my book for a pen with Ahmad, then Ahmad has believed that my book is money, and I believe that the pen Ahmad has value. So we exchange that. And this is basically what was happening before the advent of fiat money. So generally before, money started with basically the exchange by barter, trade by barter. And then as time goes on, we came to what we know is fiat money. And fiat money is just basically the currencies that we see that are being used. So As you can see, fiat money is just paper money issued by any government, and it is accepted as the legal tender. Before fiat currencies, gold was accepted and other precious metals, as money, and even like foodstuffs, like cereals, like date palm if you go to Arab, and so on. So it is very portable and easy to use. Yeah, you can carry your money in your pockets, in your wallets, and you can use them anywhere in Nigeria. So money is not scarce, and for that reason, it's the change in fiat currencies is not very high. Even when you look at the markets of fiat currencies, you'll find out that it doesn't inflate, just like cryptocurrencies do, and it has no intrinsic value. The only value that money has is because, let's say, for example, the Central Bank of Nigeria decided that fiat money is going to be used, like the Nigerian naira is going to be used as the legal tender. So the next thing is, what is cryptocurrency? You want to you want to understand that cryptocurrencies are just digital assets. They are like an accepted medium of exchange in the in the digital world. Like, I can just come online now, enter my Bitcoin wallet, send it to someone else who is over in United States, Bangladesh, or any part of the world, and then he can exchange his Bitcoin there, or Binance coin for his local currency, and he can use it. So they can't be duplicated and they cannot be destroyed. And this is because they work on a cryptography network, and they are distributed. Like when cryptocurrencies, the first cryptocurrency that was created, which is Bitcoin, it was created as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. A peer-to-peer electronic cash system, in the sense that there is no central authority that controls what Bitcoin is released into the market. The supply and the demand is basically based on individuals, and it is borderless because I can send cryptocurrencies to anyone wherever he is in the world. So the next thing is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was actually the first cryptocurrency, which was created by an anonymous inventor or anonymous group of inventors known as Satoshi Nakamoto. They go by the alias of Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who they are or who he is. And it was first created in 2008 and launched in 2009. And the next thing about Bitcoin is it is very transparent. Transparent in the sense that today, if you go on to the Bitcoin blockchain, you can see whatever transaction is happening. If I send one Bitcoin to Aziz, Abdul Samad can come online and just find out that, yes, one cryptocurrency or one Bitcoin was sent by me to Aziz at so point in time on a so day, and this is the value, and so on. So the next thing is scarcity. Now, for economists, they will tell you that scarcity is what rules, the laws of demand and supply. So they are scarce, and them being scarce is the result why Bitcoin, or Bitcoin in particular, keeps surging up. Bitcoin has a maximum supply of only 21 million, Bitcoins. No matter what happens, only 21 million Bitcoin will be available in supply. And right now, there's over 18 million in circulation. So it means the amount of Bitcoin that is left to be released into supply is less than how would I say, less than 30%? Yeah, less than 30% of what is already in circulation. So it is open source, and it is censorship resistant, in the sense that you cannot hide whatever you are doing on the blockchain. So it is accepted as a digital form of money. That is one. And the reason why it is very transparent, like I said, it is what protected by cryptography. And for that reason, you cannot duplicate or destroy the amount of Bitcoin in the market. The next thing is being a peer-to-peer system, and it is borderless. There are no people who can come in, like central authorities, to kind of want to stop whatever is happening on the cryptocurrencies market. We can all believe that when it was first brought up, a lot of governments in the world, starting from the United States, China, India, even Nigeria, they try as much as possible to stop people from dealing with cryptocurrencies. But because they are very transparent and they are very acceptable, borderless, people use them. Like, let me just go to the next thing so that we can save time and talk more at the end of the class. So the first thing is, who created Bitcoin? Bitcoin was created by Satoshi Nakamoto, like I said. People still are yet to know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, while other people believe that it's a group of developers that came into, become Satoshi Nakamoto. So he is just a pseudonymous computer scientist. He's a creator of blockchain technology, and people believe he's a brilliant solution to double spend problem. What this means is that, for example, if you want to send money to someone who is somewhere in the world, let's say, for example, I would like you to use the United States because we have a lot of Nigerians who are there. So you have a brother who is based in the United States and you want to send money to him using the conventional banking system. Now, you have two options. One, you can use the international wire transfer. You can also use other modes of like payment like Western Union or MoneyGram, for example. So if I'm using the international wire bank transfer, the minimum time I can spend is like 3 days for that transaction to be confirmed and received on the other end, and to a maximum of 21 days. So we can imagine sending money to someone, he has to wait for like 72 hours before you can receive them is very, very long. And like I said, Bitcoin was launched in 2009, and immediately Satoshi launched Bitcoin, nobody heard about Satoshi again until date. So the next thing is, it is a just what is blockchain. We want to talk about what is blockchain. Now, blockchain is just the technology on which cryptocurrencies are created. And what blockchain is, it is called a distributed database. A distributed database in the sense that it is spread across the network in the world. Like it is spread, it's just like a network of computers, as you can see the picture in front of us, like a network of computers all around the globe connected. And what they do is, this blockchain is where all the information is stored. So you can call it a distributed, public ledger. For those in accounting and economics, they know what a ledger is. A ledger is where you keep records, like financial records. So it is a distributed public ledger in the sense that, imagine going into Dangote Group today and then you just ask the accountant general of the company that we want to see, the transactions Dangote is doing. There is no way Dangote can give you access, or the accountant can give you access to that ledger. But when Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies were created, this technology gives you that opportunity to just see whatever is happening on that ledger. So at the end of this lecture, in case I don't forget, I would like to open Etherscan. I want someone to remind me in case I forget, and show us what I mean by a public ledger. So the next thing is, what happens on a blockchain? What happens on a blockchain is, one, it stores information about the money or the type of the value of whatever asset has been transacted. Two, it stores all the documents, like it's just like a document that stores all this digital data about cryptocurrencies, about Bitcoin, and so on. And it is tamper proof. You cannot change whatever happens on a blockchain. And the reason for that is that it is very, very fast and very, very complicated for you to be able to tamper with what happens on the blockchain. Now, to continue to talk about this this distributed database, I want to break it into more simpler terms. Now, what I want you to imagine is, let's say, um like we have this sheet of paper here. We have this sheet of paper. Just assume this sheet of paper is one block in the blockchain. Now, this sheet of paper contains the one first. This is the information about who is transacting. Like Muhammad Awal is sending money to Damilola. That's the first information. Two, it is telling you at the particular date and time this transaction is happening. So he's sending this money at exactly 8 p.m. on 30th October. And the next thing is the value. Okay, Muhammad Awal has sent 0.05 Bitcoin to Damilola, which is valued at, let's say, for example, $1,000, just for example. Now, once this block, let's assume this information that I just give us is completely what is on one block. Now, the next thing is, the blockchain will now give this information a hash code. That hash code is what is very unique to that particular block. It's just like hashtag NSAS. So that NSAS is unique to NSAS. If you have hashtag end North banditry, it is unique to North ending North banditry. So this hash code will now be unique to that particular code. And then you have another link that will now link another block with another information. So like I keep saying, it is just like a ledger, just like I've explained the block to us. Now, the next thing is, you want to understand what happens on this blockchain. Now, because whatever is happening on the blockchain is very, very transparent and people can see what is happening, you don't need to trust whoever is on the other end of the transaction, because one, there's a track of all the balances and the transactions that are happening on the blockchain. And then we will start thinking, what happens if I decide to cheat someone on the system? The truth is that you can't. Not even Satoshi himself can come back and cheat you whenever he's transacting with you on the blockchain. Once the blockchain is confirmed, you cannot change whatever is happening. Now, as you can see here, there's like one block containing, a strikeout. Now, this is, for example, we want to talk about trying to change what is happening on the blockchain. Let's say I sent Dami 1 Bitcoin 5 hours ago, and I want to cheat Dami Lola by trying to reverse, that transaction. So what I'll have to do is, as you can see these blocks and they are linked, I will have to start following each and every block one after the other to change the information that is on each block before I can come back to this block and cancel that transaction that happened earlier. Now, because it is very, very fast, and the computational mathematics that is on the cryptography network is very, very complicated. For those of us who are in the computer sciences and computer engineering, they will understand what cryptography is. Cryptography is just like, mathematics, very complicated mathematics. It is a computer language that is being used on the blockchain network. So because of this difficulty, the time I will need to change all this information on this like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks, and then change the actual thing I want to change on this block. By that time, another new block has been created. So by the time a new block has been created, that I will now have to start whatever I started all over again. And before I finish again, another block will have been created. So because of this speed of transactions happening, it is tamper proof. You cannot change what happens on the blockchain. So now you want to understand what blockchain is and what Bitcoin is. How are they related? Blockchain is a technology. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency that works on the blockchain. Now, the next thing is, like I said earlier, it is a distributed database. It keeps records of information, of digital data, and it has several other use cases. Now, other use cases of blockchain is, one, you can use blockchain for smart contracts. And this is what Ethereum works with, Ethereum and Tron. You can create smart contracts on this blockchain. The Binance Smart Chain is another example. The Binance launched the smart chain recently to allow the creation of smart contracts on the Binance blockchain. And then another thing is you can use your blockchain for like record keeping, like public health records. I'm a doctor. I understand that. I can keep records of all my patients on the blockchain, and I can give access to that blockchain to only other medical doctors all around the globe. So it means, for example, if I have a patient in Nigeria and I send him to India, the doctor in India has access to the blockchain that we created for health records. He will just log into that blockchain with his user ID, which would be maybe his wallet address or something. And with that, he can get to see the whole record or data of that particular patient. And whenever he adds information to what is already on the blockchain, either is in Nigeria can also see the new information that has been recorded on that blockchain. You can also use it for voting. Politicians, we are suffering with, vote rigging and so on. So if we can use blockchain, we can make a database in which all records of all Nigerians, for example, are created and stored on that, ledger, and every Nigerian can see whatever is happening. So there is no way you can like kind of cheat the system or change whatever has happened. If I voted for APC, there is no way I can now go back to the blockchain and say that I want to vote for the PDP. Now, what is the Bitcoin? On the other sense, is a digital asset or a digital currency. Like I said, it's a financial asset, and it was the first and most popular cryptocurrencies. That's why I will keep making more examples with Bitcoin, because it is the first cryptocurrency and it is the most popular cryptocurrency. And it is a computer software that was created in a public and decentralized form on the blockchain technology. So, what is the difference between Bitcoin and fiat money? Before I want to talk about this, I want to talk about the characteristics of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies. One, cryptocurrencies are decentralized. You know, cryptocurrencies are decentralized in the sense that today Nigeria cannot come and say we are stopping you from using Bitcoin. There is no way that will happen. Two, it is a peer-to-peer system. There is no way another person can come in and act as a mediator. Okay. And then the next thing is it has a control and limited supply. So this makes it scarce. And whatever transactions happens on the blockchain using Bitcoin, you cannot change it. And it is very fast and cheap. You know, you can be at a bank and you could take a long time following the queue to make a transaction. But within very few minutes, you can actually within very few minutes, you can actually make transactions on the blockchain and withdraw them into your money. So on the other hand, what about fiat currency? It is centralized. Today, the Central Bank of Nigeria can decide to say the Naira is no more the legal tender. So if you own the Naira, at the end of the day, there is nothing you can do. This happened in 1986 or so when Buhari was the head of state. I know everybody knows about that story. So you can see how fiat currency is not safe. And next thing is fiat currency is not scarce. Like there is no fluctuation in the change of price and it has an unlimited supply. Today, the Central Bank of Nigeria can decide to say we have released 100 billion naira into circulation and there's nothing you can do about it. And then on fiat currencies, whenever you make a transaction today, you can send money to someone and then it reverses back to your account and then you'll have to send it again. We all have faced this problem at one particular time or the other. In Bitcoin, if you make a mistake, you cannot reverse that mistake. I know recently I had a story of someone losing $1.2 million to such a mistake on the blockchain technology. So next thing is, this is just a typical example of what happens when you use the cryptocurrencies. You understand? For example, this is an example. Alice wants to send money to someone, well, like let's say who is Bob. In this example, let me say Umar wants to send some money to his brother Abdullah, who is based in the United States, and then he wants to change Naira first to dollar before sending it, and then he sends a money equivalent of $200. Now, if you're using Western Union, there's a fixed price they will charge you for the transfer, and then you know, um, at the end of the day, you pay charges for that. So all these rates, by the time you add them with the value added tax, roughly an estimate is that on average, bank charges like 7% of whatever you're sending to other world or other countries. So by the time I'm sending $200 to Bob, at the end of the day, Bob ends up getting only $186, and then it will take at least 3 working days before Bob's receive that money, and it could take more than that. And then the next thing is remittances. So at the end of the day, you can get to have like remittances, and this is just an example. In 2018, they said around 7%, which is around 689 billion US dollars, around 7% of that was remitted. Like you make, um, that's how banks make money with us, when we make transactions and so on. While on the other hand, when you look at the blockchain transfer, like I know the most recent thing that happened on the blockchain, was that someone made a transaction where he sent around 50,000 Bitcoin or so, which was around amounting to over 1 billion, around 100 billion US dollars. And the fee that he spent for that was only $4 on the Bitcoin blockchain. Only $4 was spent for that transaction. Just imagine what percentage of $100 billion that amount is. It's just like I'm sending 100 million naira and I end up spending 4 naira as charges for that transaction. So this is how cheap the blockchain network is. I don't know if anyone of us here has used Stellar Lumens, that is XLM, before. XLM, they charge you only 0.1 XLM to transfer no matter the amount of XLM from one wallet to the other. And I find it very cheap because one Stellar Lumens is not even up to a cent. Even if it is up to a cent, I think I can't recall the exact price. It is around 1 cent, 2 cents. And you can imagine having to pay only 0.2 cents for a transaction of 100, 1,000, 10,000 Stellar Lumens. So also if you go to Ripple, XRP, you pay only one Ripple, and one Ripple is just around 30 cents for no matter the amount you are going to pay in the transaction. And then the processing time, if you are using Bitcoin, it's only around 30 to 90 minutes. If you are using If you're using Ethereum will last you, I think, 15 minutes to a maximum of 1 hour, sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes less. So the next thing I want to talk about is cryptocurrencies wallets, because you cannot use wallets, you cannot store Bitcoin or buy and sell Bitcoin unless you have a wallet. And then mainly they categorize Bitcoin wallets into three main groups. You have like the hot wallets and the cold wallets. You have the software wallets and you have the hardware wallets. And then you can also, to some extent, talk about online wallets and offline wallets. But basically, the hot wallets are the online wallets or the software wallets, which include the web, the desktop, the mobile. There's a web wallet that you just have to log into a website. For example, blockchain.com. It's a web wallet. You have to log into www.blockchain.com before you can have access to your Bitcoin. A desktop wallet can only be launched on the desktop. And then the mobile wallet, as most of us have mobile wallets because we use, you know, we use our phones. Like Binance is a web wallet because you have to log into www.binance.com before you can have access to Binance. And to some extent, it's a hot wallet. You can call it a hot wallet because it's software. It's also a web wallet because it is launched online and so on. Hardware wallets include things like the PayPal wallet, and then you have sorry, I want to remember the name of this wallet. When I remember, I'll just tell you about them. Like Trezor, they are just like USB flash disks. And then you can store away your cryptocurrencies on them. So the next thing is, like talked about earlier, I was talking about, the use cases of the blockchain. Like I was talking about healthcare. I was talking about supply chain, like companies, big companies. Let's say Dangote wants to monitor the supply chain he has. So the next thing, what would Dangote do is he will just create a blockchain and can name that blockchain Dangote Group, and he can monitor whatever is happening. And other uses of blockchain, I could remember, for those of us who were following the NSAS campaign, you could remember they were raising funds, using Bitcoin. So you can use it for charity, decentralized finance like Ethereum, dApps or DApps. You can decentralize applications, like you can create an application of blockchain. You can use blockchain for gaming, governance, like I talked about, voting, identity management, like I talked about, voting again. You can keep identity of all the people in Nigeria on a blockchain technology, and you can decide to give that access only to people who need them, like the NIMC or whatever. So this is talking about remittances. You can send money to wherever you want in the world. I have a friend I transact with in Bangladesh, and we transact basically through using either Bitcoin or Ethereum because it is cheaper for me and him at any point in time when we want to pay for anything or any of our services when we transact. And when we're talking about one, there are less intermediaries because you don't have any central authority that looks about or wants to watch whatever is happening on the blockchain. You will talk about the lower fees, the fees for the transactions are cheaper, and then it faster. Like I said, it will take you only a few minutes to a couple of hours for them to for your transaction to be confirmed on the blockchain. And instead of waiting for 3 days before you send money from Nigeria to the USA or so on. Talking about supply chain, network of people and businesses coming together and how you distribute them. Talking about this is all talking about the characteristics of blockchain being tamper proof. It is, you can customize it for those who have access. You can only add information and so on. For in the case of healthcare, like I said, a doctor in China or India can see the information about a patient here in Nigeria even before the patient reaches to him when you have this. And it could be a permission-based system. Like I talked about this, only hospital staff can have access to their own information, the information of their patients. And then a patient can have direct access to his own personal information. So this is all something that can be created on the blockchain technology. Now, this is the next thing, talking about decentralized finance. When you come to decentralized finance, you talk about one, decentralized exchanges, or what you call DEXs, like a DEX, decentralized exchange. And a decentralized exchange is something like, let's say, Uniswap. Uniswap is this decentralized exchange where you can exchange directly from your wallet without having to have a wallet on Uniswap. And there is lending and borrowing on decentralized exchanges and decentralized finance. But this is something that you have to go deeper into cryptocurrencies to understand how it works. Now, the next thing is the benefits of cryptocurrencies and blockchain or DeFi. One, it brings about financial inclusion because the rules on crypto on decentralized finance is applicable to every person. When I come on board and I want to exchange my coin, there are certain rules that I can place. For example, I can decide to, if the current price of Bitcoin is $13,000 and I want to buy Bitcoin, I can say any price change above 5% or below 5%, I'm not interested, I don't want to buy again. And that rule is there and it could be set. It has global access. From my wallet, I can access any decentralized exchange to buy or sell my cryptocurrencies. It is private and permissionless. You don't need to get permission from any other person to do it. And there is no need for a KYC because the whole cryptocurrencies market and blockchain works with anonymity. You don't need to come and show your identity. And then liquidity. Now, what is liquidity? Liquidity is talking about how a market how you can come to a market and exchange your assets for money at any particular point in time without a very significant change in price. For example, I want to buy Bitcoin and the current market price of Bitcoin is 13,400. And then by the time I'm executing the trade, if I should execute the trade at 13,390 or 13,300 to 13,401 or 399 or something like that, you find out that the percentage change is not very significant to affect the price. And that is what liquidity means. Other markets are not very liquid and they are called illiquid markets. And, a simple order will just change the whole market picture. I would like everybody to mute themselves because when you unmute yourself, you kind of interrupt what we're doing here. And then what are the issues, like the issues of decentralized finance and cryptocurrencies in general? Well, the first thing is education. You need to have the education on how these things work. Like, I started cryptocurrencies December last year, and it took me until May this year, before I, went all in with my funds and so on to understand how it is. Like, for example, scalability issues. When we talk about scalability issues, we are talking about high fees. For those of us who have used Uniswap before or know about Uniswap before, which it works on the Ethereum blockchain, you can find out that sometimes you could come and want to buy a cryptocurrency of, let's say, $10, $20, and then the fee is around $50 or $60. And especially for retail users like me and you, who are just getting fresh education about the cryptocurrencies market, it is very difficult for us to pay these high fees to participate in the market. And the next thing is experience. If you're inexperienced, you can make a lot of mistakes, which could cost you money. And then, because it is decentralized finance is not a secure industry, it is not standard. Most projects that are created on decentralized finance fail. I don't know if you've heard about YAM. YAM protocol was created, a lot of money went into YAM. And I think within 35 minutes, $64 million was lost on the YAM protocol because there were some little problem in the, on the block on the project. There was some little problem in the project that made a lot of money to be lost. Like $64 million was lost in 35 minutes. You can imagine how big that is and how so many people were sent back to their villages, like our Nigerian people will say. Now, what is Binance? We've heard about Binance in the last 2 weeks for like over and over again. Binance, Binance, Binance. So here we are. Binance is the world's leading blockchain and cryptocurrencies infrastructure provider by market capitalization and by exchange volume. Market capitalization, that's the total amount of money that is on Binance, and then volume or trading volume is what is being exchanged at a particular point in time. Let's say, for example, within 24 hours. Now, when I open my Binance app later, I'll be using my phone because I want to use my phone because I know like 95% of us here use our phone. So maybe by the time I want to talk about Binance, I'm going to open my phone and then talk about Binance. So it is trusted by millions worldwide. Me and you, we trust Binance. That is why we are here. We trust that our money is safe with Binance. So, like I told you, I started using Binance December last year. We have other people who are my bosses. They have been there for like since 2017, some earlier. So Binance was launched like very, very recently. So let's talk about their mission and visions first. Like one, their vision is to increase the freedom of money globally. As you can see, we are having these lectures today because Binance sponsored this. And at the end of these lectures, we are hoping some people will earn like gifts from Binance through me. The next thing is the trading volume. This is how Binance grew within 5 months to become world's number one. Now, by 42 days, like 42 days after Binance was launched, it became world's number 10, cryptocurrencies exchange. 92 days, it became the fifth. By 156 days, it was already, number three in the world. And by 165 days, that's around 5 months, Binance was the first, and the largest cryptocurrencies market in the world. And it is still stands at that position. To check that, you can go to cryptocurrencies, coinmarketcap.com to look at that. I'll all try as much as possible to show us these things later on. So this is how Binance is global. There are users from over 180 countries in the world. Team members, the members of the team of Binance are from over 40 countries, especially Binance Africa. We have team in South Africa, Uganda, Kenya, here in Nigeria, and so many other countries. And the interface is available in 15 global languages. Like for example, I know about Spanish, I know about Portuguese, English, French, and I don't know about other languages, but this particular, I'm acquainted with this particular four languages Binance use on their interface. And this is the kind of products that Binance has for all of us. Trust wallets, a lot of us have Trust Wallet. Trust Wallet is owned by Binance. You know, if you talk to see coin market capitalization or coinmarketcap.com is a website where you get information about all the projects of cryptocurrencies, their value and so on, the exchanges available there. And then these are like the Binance, this is the Binance chain, which the Binance coin is launched on. This is the Binance Smart Chain. The Binance Smart Chain is the recent blockchain that was created for smart contracts. This is the decentralized exchange available for Binance on Trust Wallet and so on. Binance BNB is the Binance coin. Venus is a project that was launched by Binance. These are stable currencies like BUSD is the Binance USD, BGBP is the Binance pounds, and BKRW. I don't know what currency is this. Sorry for that. Then we have talk about the Binance Launch Pad. The Binance Launch Pad is where new projects are launched on Binance and the Binance Labs and so on. And services where you can make money on Binance include fiat giveaways. Binance from time to time do giveaways. You have spot and margin trading. For spot trading is just basically like barter. I give you Bitcoin, you give me Naira. I give you Bitcoin, I exchange my Bitcoin for Ethereum and so on without any leverage. Now margin trading is where you get a loan, sorry, excuse me, at a particular interest rate, and you can trade with that. You have futures and options trading. This is where you can actually speculate on the market either going up or down using leverage. And you have the savings and staking. You can save your money with Binance, and then people that will borrow money will now at the end of the day you get a part of the interest from what that is. Staking, you can stake your money also for interests in the long run. You can also request loans. You can request loans from Binance to trade. So there are people who trade margin, they request loans and Binance gives them loan at that particular interest rate. Those who saves and those who stake will now be the providers of the money. So Binance is also serving as a financial industry. You can also get your Binance cards, you know, and so many things. This OTC, over the counter, P2P is a peer-to-peer trading system, and so many other things that are available. Like the Binance Academy. The Binance Academy is where you can get to learn about Binance. Binance Charity. Binance does a lot of charity to countries who need them, and so on. These are the supported fiat currencies on Binance. talking about the euro. You can see the Nigerian naira. Talking about the US dollar. This is the euro. This is the South African rands, and so many other crypto fiat currencies are available on Binance. Now, what is Binance is an exchange that is the best of both worlds. What it means by the best of both worlds is one, Binance offers a lot of fiat currencies for which you can use, and then also offers cryptocurrencies. There are over 250 cryptocurrencies listed on Binance. So you can buy them, you can store them on the wallet, you can hold them, you can sell them, you can exchange them for other cryptocurrencies, and you can exchange them for any of the listed fiat currencies. For those of us in Nigeria, we would use Naira. The next thing is, like I talked about earlier, it is very cheap. Then you talk about it being fast, and then you can deposit and withdraw conveniently at any particular point in time. And hopefully before the end of this lecture today, we are going to cover all of this. I want to monitor the time so that I can see what we are doing.
I'm monitoring you guys. Now.
So talking about Binance Fiat, I talked about
This time are you
deposit.
monitoring?
Um, I would like the person who is unmuted to mute himself, please. Thank you. Okay, so we can deposit, trade it, and then withdraw. And these three things are going to be done tonight. Before we leave today, I will show us how to deposit, how to trade, and then how to withdraw. So for depositing, you can deposit using a bank transfer. Easily, you can just use Flutter Wave. They will give you a Providus bank account, and then you transfer your money directly from your bank account to it, either using USSD or your bank application. Especially the bank application, you can deposit with only a charge of around 150 naira, which is very, very cheap to deposit your money into Binance. And you can deposit a minimum of 500 naira using the bank transfer. The next thing is you can use your card, your Visa or MasterCard, and then you can use, because it has a very low fee, the fee is just around 2%. So you can use that and deposit with your card. The next thing is you can use peer-to-peer transaction. The peer-to-peer transaction is completely free because you are going to transact directly with another person. But then Binance acts as an escrow. So this is why the peer-to-peer transaction is very, very safe. I've transacted a lot of money on the peer-to-peer platform and I've never for once been cheated. So I trust Binance 100% and I recommend it, especially for peer-to-peer transactions. Don't ever buy any coin from someone you don't know. If you want to buy coins, come to exchanges like Binance and you can trade peer-to-peer. You can deposit with your bank or your card, which is very cheap and very easy to use. So now I want to take us to the practical session. So I would love to launch my Binance app so that I can do this. But before that, I talked about some things. I talked about some things earlier that I said I want to show us before the end of the lecture. Now, I could remember I talked about coin market capitalization or coin market cap. So I would, at this point in time, I'll launch my Chrome browser. Okay. I hope we're still seeing my screen, right? So I would search coinmarketcap.com. So this is the first page on coin market capitalization. And whenever anybody tells you that he has a cryptocurrency that he wants you to buy, just come to coin market cap and then you can search it. So for example, our very popular Pincoin, I'm going to search Pincoin. And as you can see, Pincoin is not here. And I want to show you the first thing I always look at when I come to CoinMarketCap. I look at this angle. I always look at this. Can you see what I just cycled now? Can we see it? So basically I come here and I check the cryptocurrencies that are available in the market. As you can see, we have 7,561 cryptocurrencies that are now available, that have been created or are available right now. And then we talk about markets. Available markets to trade, there are 31,739 markets where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, as you can see. And as of today, the total market capitalization of the cryptocurrencies market is 394 billion US dollar. So it is telling you that the amount of money that is in the cryptocurrencies market as of today is this. And for the 24-hour volume, it is talking about the volume that has been traded in 24 hours. Exchange hands, like from Muhammad Awal to Dami to Tunde and so on. So 94 billion US dollars or so, as you can see. And what BTC dominance is telling you is that at least BTC has 63.4% of the market. So of the total of this 394 billion US dollar, 63% of that money is in Bitcoin alone. So the next thing is I want to come down a little bit and then see the cryptocurrencies. At least let us look at the top. As you can see, I want to look at the top 10. So as you can see, this is Bitcoin. You have 13,500 the price as at now. This is the change in 4 hours, 24 hours, and so on. The second is Ethereum, then USD Tether, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, and then Binance Coin is number 7. You have Litecoin, Polkadot, and then Bitcoin SB. At least let's look at the top 10. And this is based on the market capitalization. As you can see, the market cap of Bitcoin alone is 250 billion US dollars, which is around 63.4% of the total market capitalization of the cryptocurrencies in general. This is Ethereum, 43 billion, Tether, and so on. So this is listed based on market capitalization. Now, the next thing is, these are the exchanges. So I want to see the spot exchanges, and you will see Binance is number 1. Yes, you can see it. Binance is number 1 based on volume. 24-hour volume is, you can see 10 billion US dollar. The next is Coinbase. Coinbase is number 2. Then Huobi, Global, Kraken, and so on. So this is just a brief about coin market cap. So whenever you need any information about any cryptocurrencies or so on, you can come to coin market capitalization. So
Coin market.
yeah, coinmarketcap.com, coin market capitalization. So I think with this, I talked about something earlier. I want someone to remind me. Yes, I talked about Etherscan. I want to show us about Etherscan and see what I meant by it being totally, the blockchain being totally transparent. Now, this is Etherscan. Now, Etherscan will tell you all the transactions that have been done. And you can see 885.44 million transactions has been done. This is the gas price and so on. This is something that you want to know later on. This is the current price of Ethereum, 383 US dollar. And this was the last block that was mined 28 seconds ago. And you can see the block before it was only 44 seconds ago, 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago. So as you can see, the blocks are mined at a very, very fast rate. And you can see the latest transaction just around 28 seconds ago. Let me just look at this transaction and I will show you what I meant earlier by it being transparent. So at this particular point in time, this is the hash code of that transaction. This alphanumeric characters that I just highlighted. So that's the hash code. As you can see, it is a successful transaction, and this is the number of the block. The transaction has been confirmed by already 3 blocks, so it means you cannot reverse it. And the value of the transaction was around just 0.0019 Ether, around $0.75. The transaction fee was only $0.2 or 20 cents. And these are so on, the gas price and so on. So now if I look at this particular wallet address that sent the Ethereum, the next thing you will see is you can even see the value of Ether the particular wallet holds and the transaction that it has done. This is it, in, out, and so on. Okay, so currently the balance is 0 Ether. Maybe the owner of the wallet has already removed all funds from that. Let me look at another wallet. This is a wallet of Crooks Pool. This is the username of the miner that mined this block. So I want to see his wallet. Yes, as you can see, he has a balance of 264 Ether in his wallet. You see that the value is around 101,000 US dollar. He has mined at least 2,156 blocks. You know, as you can see, every information is available here. These are the transactions that he has done latestly. This transaction is pending. All this transaction has been confirmed, as you can see with the blocks here. So this is how transparent the cryptocurrencies markets are, and you don't have any reason whatsoever to be afraid of transactions happening on the cryptocurrencies market. I will answer questions later on, so I will want participants to kind of drop their questions so that at the end of the day we'll have a question and answer session for like 5 to 15 minutes. So because I'm looking at my time, I have around 30 minutes. I don't want to spend more than 1 hour 30 minutes. So without further ado, I will switch to my phone. So I'll stop sharing my screen here. I'll switch to my phone right now, and I'm trying to see that
AGS is calling. What happened to this class?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay, sir.
Yes, I want to start sharing my screen from my phone. So great. Now I'm sharing my screen from my phone because I want us to kind of see how we can do everything from our phone, because I know like 90% of us, if not all, actually use our phone. So when you open the Binance app, this is the home page, and this is how it looks like, as you can see. So I talked about the Binance Launch Pool. I talked about Binance staking and so on. So I'll be coming to this place, okay, to show us what I mean. So here, as you can see, these are the major functions. I can transfer cryptocurrencies. I can deposit them. You know, I can convert. I can trade spot and margin, or even futures, and other things I can do. I can save my coins, take them. I can take loans, and this is the Binance Launch Pool and the Liquid Swap. So these are all a lot of things that you can exploit later on and learn how to use on the Binance app. So the major thing that we're supposed to do today is I should show you how to deposit on Binance and how to trade with your fiat currencies, and then how to withdraw. Because basically this is the first step to trading. So first you'll have to come to your wallet. If you come to your wallet, you open deposit. So right now I've emptied my wallet because I want us to do this thing like from scratch. And I want to show you that you can do it with the like minimum amount of money that you have, that you can spend on suya or drinks or anything. So for example, I want to deposit, I tap on deposit and I tap fiat. So I want to deposit Nigerian Naira, right? So I'll come to Nigerian Naira here and select it. So I can deposit with bank transfers or with my credit card. For those of us who have been in this space for a very long time, we know that a lot of our banks have blocked, their credit cards, because Nigerian banks still don't accept or are yet to accept cryptocurrencies very well. So we'll use the bank transfer and I'll enter the amount. You can trade with 5,000 Naira, but because I know at the end of the day I'll have to pay for some fees and I want to withdraw, I'll deposit 6,000 Naira, and because of the charges. So I'll enter 6,000 Naira as the amount I want to deposit. So you can see the fee is only 115 naira. So I would enter continue. It will take me to a page where it will give me a bank account where I can actually deposit the money. So you can see this bank account today is a Wema bank account. The beneficiary name is Binance Holdings Limited. If I scroll down, you can see I have made this bank transfer. So what I will do first is I want to copy the account number. So I'll copy the account number and go to my bank app. So I'll be going to my bank app now, and I want to deposit the money I entered. So I'll be making this transfer now, but I hope we're all following what I'm doing.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay. Okay, right now I initially planned to deposit only 5,000 into the account. So I think maybe I'll have to cancel this. Sorry. I initially planned to deposit 5,000, but because I made a calculation and later noticed that when I want to withdraw, I will have to withdraw a minimum of 5,000 naira. So I need to deposit at least 6,000. So sorry, just give me a few minutes. Let me transfer money into the bank account. I'll stop sharing screen for the meantime, but I want to make this transfer into the Zenith Bank account. So I'll just stop sharing for the meantime. While I do that, I will want to see if there are any questions so that I can start answering questions as we go. Okay. If there are any questions for whatever I've talked about earlier, just send them on the chat so that I can just attend to your questions while I do this, and then we can continue with what we're supposed to do.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, someone is talking about Etherscan. Etherscan is just a website, that carries all information about the Ethereum blockchain. Now, on the Ethereum blockchain, there are a lot of other cryptocurrencies that have been launched. You understand? So, Etherscan is just where you can get information on. You can get information on whatever is happening on Etherscan. No, you cannot monitor Ethereum and Bitcoin on Ethereum or Etherscan, because Etherscan is just for Ethereum. You understand? So it's a blockchain. You can get information for the blockchain on Ethereum. So if you want to see what is happening on Binance, you also have to go to the Binance Smart Chain or the Binance Chain and then get there. Yes. More questions, please, because the more you participate, the more you stand a chance to win a little giveaway, because the whole essence of this is to get people to participate and understand about cryptocurrencies, about Binance, about exchanges, and so on.
Bro, someone called my to notice attention to something and I didn't even know. Ah, Allah, it is good to know.
Hello? So, like I said, I'll be coming to my bank account now to deposit. So I'll be using this bank account in particular for the purpose of this class, and because I prefer using it personally. So I'll be making the bank transfer. So the bank account is Wema Bank. So I can search Wema. My phone is kind of hanging, sorry. So it's a Wema Bank. So I can now paste the bank account number. So immediately after pasting the bank account number, it will show me the account name, which is Binance Holdings. So once it's finished verifying the beneficiary, I'll see Binance Holdings. Yes. So this is showing me that it is okay. So I'll enter the amount, which is 6,000 Naira. And then finally, I would enter my PIN. So my transfer to Binance Holdings is successful. So it is done. So the next thing is I'll go back to the app. So once I go back, yeah, you can see it's already. So I've made the transfer. I can come back to my wallet and expect that the money will appear here. So sometimes it takes a little while for the transaction to be confirmed. So you can see it is still processing. So once it's finished processing, we can actually trade. So it's taking longer than usual to actually process this deposit. Ideally, it's not supposed to take this long for this transaction to be confirmed. So let me check if maybe there was a reversal. The transaction has been completed from this end. So I don't know. There's a problem with Binance fiat transactions recently, because even withdrawals some time ago were taking very long to happen. So Ideally, when this happens, I'll just go on. If the deposit is completed, then I'll just show you how we can trade. So the next thing is
Yeah,
to just go to the
today
trade.
afternoon.
To trade, you
Sorry, sir.
actually come to
Today
the
afternoon, I
markets.
tried.
Yeah, you understand. So to trade, you just come to the markets. This is the markets, and there are a lot of coins that you can trade. So since we are trading with the Nigerian naira, so normally what I do is I just search NGN, and all pairs that I can trade with Nigerian naira will appear. So I can trace the Binance coin with NGN, BTC, Ethereum, TRX, which is Tron, and then the BUSD or the Binance USD. So this is the spot market. So let's take Bitcoin, for example. So if I select Bitcoin, no, I wanted Bitcoin. Okay, so normally the first thing it will open is the chart. So you can look at the chart from a daily perspective, weekly, monthly, or so on. This is based on the knowledge of technical analysis. But then the next thing is I want to buy or sell. So this is the value right now, which is 6,297,000 naira. So I can come to buy. Let's say, for example, I'm buying. And then the first thing I want to do is I will want to know the type of order that I want to buy. So this is not the class where we're going to talk about the type of orders. But let's say, for example, I want to buy, let's say I deposited 5,850. So I want to buy that. So you can see I can just enter the amount. And then if I use a limit order, by the time I enter the amount at which I want to buy, it will enter into this order books. This is what I'm showing you, this on the right. This is what is called the order book. I'm talking about this. So this is, the red is the asking price, while the green is the bidding price. The asking price is the price at which other people are willing to sell Bitcoin, while the bidding price is the price at which other people are willing to buy Bitcoin. Since we are talking about Bitcoin in this case. So once you enter an order using a limit order, it will enter into this order book and then it gets executed. So if it gets executed, this amount of Bitcoin, which is 0.00929, will enter my wallet. So by the time I come back to my wallet here, I would see if I should show all my balances. Sorry. If I should show all balances, what I'll be seeing here is I'll be seeing my Bitcoin instead of NGN, maybe because, so I'll be seeing NGN. So it will be here in my wallet. So maybe after I've bought that, I'll want to come back to the market and then let's say, for example, sell. So I can come back to the market where I bought. And then I can now in this instance sell. So the price will always at a particular point in time change by either rising or falling. So should the price rise, I want to sell at a higher price. I'll now enter the amount. Let's say I bought it at, I'm going to sell it at this particular price. By the time I enter 0.000929, you'll find out that something I bought at 5,850 is now worth 5,855. You can imagine this is just something that happened within less than a minute. So basically, this is how you trade. And then the last thing is you want to know how to withdraw. So you come back to your wallet, come back to the spot wallet, just like you deposited, you will now want to withdraw in this instance. So if you withdraw, you come back to fiat and you want to withdraw Nigerian naira since that is what you have. So in this instance, you are now going to enter your bank account. So you'll be asked to provide your bank account with which you want to withdraw your cryptocurrencies into. So by the time the page finishes loading, um, Okay. So I'll now select a payment method, which is normally the bank transfer. I will enter the amount. So let's say at that particular point in time, I sold it at 500,855. So I'll enter 5,855. So at this particular point in time, I'll be charged at least 300 naira for the withdrawals. I don't have the amount in my account, so that's why it's telling me enter an amount higher than the available value. So if I had that amount, it will show me the fee. The fee is normally 300 naira. So the fee will be available here. You see 300. And by the time at the end of the day, you subtract 300 from 5,850, I'll be getting 5,555. So this is the amount I can now withdraw into my bank account. And then by the time I enter continue, I will now select my bank account. So you'll be asked to provide your bank account. If you don't, for example, me, I've already saved my bank account. So if I want to withdraw, I will just come directly and provide which of the bank accounts I've entered I want the money withdrawn into. And that is basically how you deposit, trade, and then withdraw. I believe there's a little issue with the network of Binance. Normally, it doesn't take this long for Binance to process, deposits and withdrawals. And there are other ways to trade, like this is the peer-to-peer transaction platform where you can trade with other people. But this is something for another day. Maybe by the time we'll be holding the next webinar, we'll talk deeply more about trading, peer-to-peer trading, and a lot about other stuffs we have available here. So at this particular instance, I think I would stop here and I want to answer questions. Like I would open the floor, you raise up your hand, um, you want to talk, and then I give you the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, can I talk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask if I have, if the coin I have currently is Tron and I want to start trading on Binance, what do I do?
Yes, just like you deposited Naira or any other thing, you can deposit Tron. Let's say you have Tron on another wallet which is not your Binance wallet. So you come back to your Binance wallet, and when you come, you see, you go to the
Yes.
spot wallet. So just like you came to the spot wallet here, you come to the spot wallet again, and then you select deposit. Okay. So you select deposit, and then the next thing is you search Tron, which is TRX. That's the you see, instead of fiat in this point, you enter crypto. You can see all the cryptocurrencies here. So you can see my search history here. So I can just select Tron, which is TRX.
Yeah.
Okay. And it will appear. You will see the wallet address. This is the wallet address. Now you'll have to know from which wallet you are sending. What is the network of that wallet? The TRC20 wallet is a Tron blockchain. You understand? The BEP is the Binance chain, and then the ERC20 is the Ethereum blockchain. So you check which network you are sending from, because if you make a mistake and you lose your funds cannot come back.
Okay, what if I'm sending from Tron wallet?
Yeah, if you are sending from Tron wallet, you are going to use the TRC20.
Okay.
So any more questions? Let me check the charts. I know some people may have.
I wanted to ask too again, the limits or
Sorry, I can't hear you.
What's the limit order? Why do we put the limit order?
Yes, I said this lecture was not actually to explain or talk about type of orders. By our next webinar, we'll be talking about the types of orders, the limit order, the market order, and then the unconditional order. But since you've asked, the limit order is a type of order where you select the price at which you want to buy. Normally, you use the limit order to maximize profits and minimize losses. For example, Bitcoin is priced at 6 million naira now, for example. and then you feel the price is overpriced or
Okay.
overbought. So you want the price to come down before you buy it. So let's say you want to buy it at 5.5 million naira. So you now enter a limit order to buy the amount of Bitcoin that you want to buy at 5.5 million naira. I hope you understand.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you can mute yourself now. Kadri, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi. My question is, what is white paper all about? Because I've been seeing in projects that they say if you want to know about the projects, first read the white paper and stuff like that. What is the white paper all about?
Yes, the white paper is actually a document which a particular project tells you all about what it has to offer. I hope you understand. It's just like a blueprint, like a company's blueprint. That is what a white paper is.
Okay. Okay.
Someone said he
Thank
wants
you.
to ask a question. Is it Allah? Then I want to Kolaole, right? Yeah.
I also have a question. I would like
Okay.
to know, why does Bitcoin fee change from time to time? I noticed like a particular fee can be for Bitcoin now, and tomorrow the fee might change again. And how can we know when the fee will change?
Yes, like I was talking about earlier, I told you that cryptocurrencies are scarce. And if you understand the market of cryptocurrencies, you'll understand that scarcity is what results in the change in demand and supply. So the forces that actually the change prices or cause the change in price is that forces of demand and supply. People are willing to buy at a particular price, and other people are willing to buy or sell at a particular price. So let's, for example, like I opened the chart of BTC against the Nigerian Naira, like this. This is the BTC against the Nigerian Naira. And like I told you, I said the things you are seeing in red, or the numbers you are seeing in red, are the prices at which people are willing to sell Bitcoin. That is, those are the people who are willing to supply Bitcoin into the market. And the prices that you are seeing in green are the prices at which other people are willing to buy Bitcoin. So that's the prices, people are now willing to take away Bitcoin from the market. So now there are people who are willing to sell and people who are willing to buy. So there's the force of demand and supply. Now, when the sellers overpower the buyers, the price of Bitcoin will now start to fall. And when the buyers overpower the sellers, the price of Bitcoin will now start to rise. So to understand more about knowing when to buy and when to sell, you want to understand more about financial analysis, fundamental analysis, and technical analysis, which are all something you have to study a lot about and understand how the market works. I hope you're okay.
No, no. The question I asked was about Bitcoin fee, like charges.
Okay, the network fee, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
what causes the network fee is also the activity in the market. Since miners are actually online to confirm transactions. Now, when there are a lot of transactions coming in, and then the activity in the market is becoming very high, the network fee will become higher. When the activity in the market becomes very low, the network fee in the market also becomes lower. This is what I understand about the network fee for Bitcoin, in particular. Because I've traded Bitcoin for some time, I've made transactions, and I noticed that the network fees on Sundays, because most of the time this market is closed on Sundays, is a little bit very low compared to when you're talking about days like Tuesday and Wednesday, which are midweek and when the market is very, very volatile. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah, I'm having a question here.
Okay, you can carry on.
I was trying to practicalize how I'm going to deposit money into my account through NGN. Are you with me?
Yes.
So I entered it through the deposit, and it was bringing I can only deposit through website only or something.
Yes, maybe you have to upload your upgrade or update your application, one. And two, yes, sometimes we face problem with Bitcoin and Binance. because they want to be sure you are the person using the application, since it is safer to use the website, because at any point in time you want to use the website, you have to log in, before you can use the website. So most of the times they will tell you, like for example, you cannot even deposit with your card unless you are using the website. And sometimes depositing with your phone also, they will stop you from depositing unless you are using the website. This is just for security reasons, to ensure that you are the person using the application.
Okay, understand. Thank you.
Okay. Two people raise their hands. You can unmute yourself and just ask questions.
Okay. My question is why? What is the main reason why most projects fail in market?
Why what?
What is the main reason why projects fail in market? Why do they fail in market? Most projects they do fail in market before when they
Well,
launch, they won't like take like 2 or 3 weeks. Then
yeah,
you see that their margin is like $0.002. Why?
yeah. You see, I cannot actually tell you this is the major reason why major projects fail or most projects fail. But the market is a very competitive place. And then when you come to offer a project to people, you want to offer things that people will want to accept. I hope you understand. So if people don't accept
Yes.
your project and then people don't invest in the project, then that project is bound to fail. That's just the major, like the basic reason. Yeah. So maybe you come and
Yeah. So maybe
yeah, and
you
then
come.
some other projects are actually scams. Because yeah, you have projects where
Okay.
people just create projects and then they scam people of their money and then they go. So some projects are actually scams.
But those scam projects, if you check them on CoinMarketCap, are they going to be visible there or they won't
Yes, for
actually show
sure.
like that pin coin?
In as much as, for example, Pincon, you see, I practically showed you Pincon is not on the coin market cap. That tells you Pincon does not have a blockchain or a smart contract. But there are other cryptocurrencies that have a blockchain and a smart contract, and then you don't find them on coin market cap. So let me show you something. Now, this is, let me go back to coin market cap. There are projects that are not even, they don't have money in them, but still they do have, like, let me show you something. Trump. You see, there's a Trump coin. You see, Trump wins coin, Trump loses coin, no Trump Ogre prediction. And by the time you open these coins, you find out that, can you see the value? The value of this coin is just around 3 cents. It has a market capitalization of $222,000 and a volume in the last 24 hours of $4,000. And it has a circulating supply of 6.6 million and a maximum supply of 18 million. So you can see this is a coin that many other people will not even look at, but you can see it is in existence. Now, let me look at something else. But look at the change in price. Like in the past 24 hours, it's risen by 17%. So if you bought the coin yesterday, today you are already in 17% profit. So you can see how profitable it might have been for people who invested in the coin. Let me look at another coin. Let's see. Sushi. The reason I want to talk about Sushi Swap was created by a chef, you understand? And this coin at some point in time rose to a very, very high price. Like the history, I want to come to the history of sushi. All-time high of sushi, can you see? The all-time high was at some point in time $12, give or take. But you can see that currently Sushi Swap is trading at less than $1, just 61 cents. You can see the total return on investment on this project is around minus 82%. So people who invested in this project might have lost a lot of money. So a lot of coins are being created and a lot of coins lose value at the end of the day. We are getting close to 2 hours. I want to end this lectures very soon. So I'll accept only 2 more questions and then we can continue to talk on the WhatsApp group. So Opemi, I don't know if I pronounce the name well, sorry. you can unmute yourself and then talk.
All right, good evening.
Okay, good evening.
You said something about a chef having or invented a coin,
Yes,
a
this is
cryptocurrency.
sushi.
Now, is it that anybody can actually have a business plan with cryptocurrency and decide to launch his or her own coin and look for investors, just try to start up his own cryptocurrency and see if investors will be able to invest in it and hopefully to be successful, or it requires a lot of capital first on your
Well,
own end?
yes, to create a cryptocurrencies, it depends on what you want to do. You understand? Because last time I checked, to
Okay.
launch your own blockchain, it will cost you at least $120,000 per year. But you don't have to create your own blockchain. You can actually use Ethereum's blockchain or Tron blockchain to create a smart contract. So it depends on what you want to offer to the people. And at any point in time, you can create a project and look for investors to invest in the project. Like you can see, I was talking about Sushi Swap. Look at it here. The information is here. Sushi Swap was founded by the pseudonymous entity only known as Chef Nomi. Nobody knows who Chef Nomi is. He is also pseudonymous. So little is known about him or her. Nobody knows whether it's a male or a female. But they just have what impetus for fucking off from what the Uniswap. That is, you can actually trade them on the Uniswap platform I was talking about earlier. So the project has all the other two pseudonymous co-founders, Sushi Swap and OX Maki, also known as Just Maki. So you can see how it is. People can just create a cryptocurrency at any point in time. Anybody, even you, can create a cryptocurrency if you want to at any point in time. Look at Trump coin. And let's see who are the founders or creators of Trump coin. So when you are checking or reading about a cryptocurrency that you want to invest in, you want to know people who created the coin. You see, like this Trump coin, there is very little information about the Trump coin. See, the value today is this, it describes itself as a cryptocurrency supporting the Trump administration and its conservative followers and patriots. It's a crowdfunding blockchain, provides funding and recognition for patriots utilizing the Patriot nodes and the POS mining. So you can see this coin was basically created to just support the Trump administration. So these people actually created this as a crowdfunding platform. You can see it's a crowdfunding blockchain. So this is another use case of a blockchain. You can use blockchain for other things. So I want Aziz to talk. I saw he raised his hand. Aziz, you can unmute yourself. And then from you, I think that is the last question we are taking for today. And then we can all say good night.
I've asked my question already.
Okay, I saw your hand still. Blame lower the hand. So with this, I want to say thank you very, very much for being part of this event today. We had over 20 participants, and I'm very, very happy, even though over 60 people registered for the event. And I hope this will give us an opportunity to come back and meet again by the end of this November, God's willing, and talk about trading, more deeply about trading and how we can make money from the cryptocurrencies market space. Alhamdulillah, all through this year, I have been trading cryptocurrencies and I have made quite good profits from it. It has held me all through this lockdown period and so on. There are a lot of job opportunities available in the cryptocurrencies market space. Abdul Qadir was here present, who is actually a friend and he works for a cryptocurrency platform. I thank him for being here. I know even though he is greater than this event, but he still managed to attend. I'm very happy. Other people are still beginners and other people who are amateurs. I'm also an amateur myself. I cannot call myself a professional trader, but I believe in sharing the little knowledge that I have with other people. And I hope you enjoyed this session. All people that actually participated, especially by asking questions, I will anticipate that you talk to me privately on WhatsApp, and then, like I promised, I'll be giving away airtime. And then I'll, at the end of the day, on my WhatsApp group, um I'll share a task that I want people to do, and the first 5 people that do that task will get to win 50 Tron. Now, the thing I expect you to do is we want you to talk about this Binance Africa, my Binance class on Twitter, as well as tag our handles, our social media handles, and then talk about it on Twitter. Make sure that you fund your cryptocurrency wallet with a minimum of at least 5,000 naira, because 5,000 naira is what can give you up to $10. You cannot trade on Binance until the money you have is up to $10. So we expect you to trade at least once, buy and sell, and then you can decide whether to withdraw or continue to trade. Just at least just trade once to show that you are already willing to start. Like when I started cryptocurrencies trading, for a starter, I started with 5,000. I could remember the money I withdraw was only around 2,500 that was left. I couldn't even withdraw it directly from Binance because it was less than $10. I had to send it to another wallet to withdraw it. It was only around 2,500. So that was when I decided that I want to learn more about cryptocurrencies, and I dedicated my time to do so. And today I'm here trying to also educate you. So I want to motivate you. Just this is a gift from myself. By the time Binance will now at the end of the day, sorry, I want to actually do something. So by the time at the end of the day Binance comes to give us for what we did, they are kind of going to give us something for what we did. So by the time they give us something from what I'm given, I'll give out to 5 people. So I expect the first 5 people that will do the task I will drop on my WhatsApp group will be the people to actually win this. So I'm motivating you to start small. And then maybe by the time we meet next time, I'm going to talk about cost averaging, especially for those of us who are youths and we don't have large sums of money to trade. But if we can, like at the end of the day, like depositing small amounts of money, maybe at the end of every month, let's say 5,000 or 10,000 naira, over the year, we can make quality profits and we can make very good profits from this crypto market space. To become a doctor, it will take you 6 years. To become an engineer, 5 years. In Nigeria, it will take you God knows when. I've been in university since 2013-14 academic session, and I'm still yet to graduate as a medical doctor. So I know how difficult it is to pass through education. So if you can dedicate your time to learn, 5 years is not very long in as much as we have life and health. So we can actually learn to trade with small amounts, cost average by adding more money into our portfolio, and then be taking small profits. And at the end of the day, we don't know where that will take us to. We could at the end of the day become fully investors in the cryptocurrencies market. We don't need to be employed by any other person for no reason, because we have enough capital to just stay at the comfort of our home using our phones to trade. So with this, I want to say thank you once again, and I hope to meet you by the next time we'll have in our next webinar. We had a little problem technically at the beginning of the program, but I'm very happy. I'm still having at least 20 participants at the end of this event. I want to say thank you again. For those people who ask questions, I still have your names. Just message me on WhatsApp. I'll give away some token just to motivate others next time to participate more actively. So thank you very much and goodbye.